Now, Frieza's one of the most popular villains in all of Dragon Ball. Maybe not to you, but you know who thinks that? Tamashii Nations. Reason being, we have every single form of Frieza, all the way from first to golden. What about every other villain in Dragon Ball? Well, Tamashii doesn't really give a damn. There's really no Cell, we just have the really old Cell, and we have first form, which is about it. For Majin Buu, we just have Fat Buu and Super Buu. No Kid Buu, no Buu Piccolo, Buu Tanks, or Buu Gohan. We don't have a Janemba, no Bojack. I mean, come on guys, the list is endless. But enough about that, let's go ahead and just focus on the one villain that Tamashii only really cares about. Frieza. First form Frieza to be exact. You already know what time it is. We're gonna go ahead and take a closer look at this Frieza figure, guys, so without further ado, let's get into it. And while we're getting into it, feel free to leave a like and hit that subscribe button and bell notification today if you want more figure content. Now let's go. So here we have the first form Frieza box, and before even taking him out, he already looks really good. Obviously, the reason why this box is so big is because he also comes with his Frieza pod. So on the back, of course, you see him doing some poses. He does come with an Namekian 5-star Dragon Ball, and he does come with the pod, like I said earlier. But enough looking at the box, let's go ahead and open it. Bam! So right out the box, you can see a lot of the accessories he comes with, and it includes the figure himself, an extra head sculpt, 3 additional faces, 2 extra pairs of hands, a little ki blast effect, a scouter, and his Frieza pod and stand. Alright, let's take this out. And oh my goodness, yeah, he looks really good. He looks really, really good. It looks like his shoulder pads do articulate. They go up, giving him a little bit more free space to move his arms around. His head articulation is pretty good. His head swivels left and right, up and down pretty good. In terms of his head tilt, he goes really far down. And he also tilts his head pretty good as well. In terms of articulation, let's just go ahead and move these shoulder pads up and see how high his arms go. And they go pretty far up. They go higher than a 90-degree angle. In terms of his arm and bicep curling, this is how it goes. In terms of his leg, this is how it articulates, and it articulates pretty good. It has a really nice bend to it. In terms of leg articulation doing a split, this is as far as it goes, which is kind of sad, because looking at how his upper legs look, it seems like you can do more. But when you try to do it a little bit more than this, it'll just fall out along with these little things on the inside. In terms of his feet, they do articulate really well. If you guys are into looking at Frieza's grippers, you know? Just like every Frieza figure, his tail does have some articulation. Oh, okay. Let's try that again, guys. In terms of Frieza's tail, his tail does articulate pretty well. It does rotate. It does go up and down in every other direction that you want. And in terms of ab crunch, he does go outward pretty decently. When he crunches his abs inward, it does go pretty decently as well. So in terms of posing with ab crunching, it's pretty good. So here's Frieza's pod, and it does look really great. Here is the inside where you could put him. He does have his lower half in there already, along with a piece to put the tail in. And there are the buttons that are in the pod. Pretty good. Well, now that we messed around with his posing, let's go ahead and switch angles and get a closer look at his faces. So here we have Frieza's normal face that he comes with right out the box. So here's more of his like evil smirking face. And here we have more of like his annoyed and like pissed off face. And here's Frieza's face when he's laughing and building up his big death ball to blow up Planet Vegeta. Oh yeah, and one thing to note, his right ear does come off so you can attach the scouter, so if you've ever had this one or if you've had Bardock before, it basically works the same way. And here we have Frieza's angry and yelling face, which I like a lot besides the maniacal laughing one. Now there's one thing I've noticed while messing around and changing Frieza's faces and poses and stuff. A lot of the parts seem to fall off pretty easily. Sometimes when I put the head on, the face just randomly pops out for no reason, which kind of doesn't make sense. There's been times where I took his head off with the lightest amount of ease and the whole neck peg comes out. You guys did see earlier when we took him out the box, his tail falls off pretty easily too. Now, it's not the biggest issue, but I know in terms of posing and stuff, sometimes it can get a little bit annoying and frustrating when you want to make him do a certain thing, and sometimes the pieces just randomly fall off, and it just, you know, it kind of gets annoying. But it's not too bad. Now that we're done with the faces, let's go ahead and switch camera angles, get some nice posing in, and let's go see how he looks. And here we have Frieza doing a normal standing pose. What I do like is his tail does help him balance up. And now we have Frieza with his leg bent up a little bit, and he is charging a death beam for you. The only thing I find interesting about the little key effect that he comes with, as it fits very loose on his finger. I'm talking like the slightest breath will have this fall off. It just does not make any sense. It should have a little bit more of a tightness to it. So just like his ki blast effect, the only other pieces that do fall off really easily are his face, tail, and for some reason his neck peg. I don't know if you guys have witnessed any of that, but if you guys do have a Frieza figure like this one and you do have these problems, let me know down below, because I don't know if I'm the only one that has this issue, but I just wanted to point that out just in case you guys are wondering. Now here we have him in this pose where he is really annoyed and seems pissed off. One thing about him, with two of the faces, you have to use the other head sculpt. This is the normal one he comes with, but this is the other one that has the more crazier expressions, because they do not fit in this one. And now we're starting to do some posing with the pod. So here is Frieza doing his little smirking face while he's holding the 5-star Namekian Dragon Ball. And for the last and final pose, I have him charging up his death ball that he is throwing at Planet Vegeta. Honestly, I'm gonna just keep him in this pose because it's just a very iconic pose from the Bardock special. But yeah guys, let me know which is your favorite pose down below because he has a lot of them that you can do. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and move on to my final thoughts. If you're a big fan of Frieza like I am, and you're in need of an energy boost, well today's sponsor G Fuel has you covered. That's right, we have a Frieza flavor called Evil Emperor, which is a really nice berry medley. G Fuel has no sugar, it's only 15 calories, and it has an insane amount of vitamins and everything to keep you going without that crash. But if you guys want to pick this up, you can go over to gfuel.com and use code J to save you up to 30% off at checkout. And if you guys do, thank you so much. Now let's go ahead and finish off our final thoughts. So what do I think of the S.H.Figuarts First Form Frieza? Now I will say off the bat, detail and looks alone, he is really fantastic. He's got some pretty good arm articulation. He also has a really nice ab crunch. In terms of his leg articulation, I do wish there was more to be found with it, but it's not too bad. Just in terms of splitting his legs apart, just make sure you don't do it too far, because if you do, his legs will literally fall off and you have to put them back together, and you know how that goes. Like I was saying earlier throughout the video, my only gripe with this is if you're a big fan of always messing around with like the faces and poses and like pieces he comes with, they do fall off pretty easily. So I will say do keep in mind of that, because sometimes it does get annoying when you want him to do a certain pose and then you move his head just a little bit, his face pops off, or like if you're moving the tail a little bit, it just pops off, you know, vice versa. But other than that, he's just a really great figure overall, and he is a really nice collection piece if you are doing a Namek themed shelf. Or if you're just wanting to collect all the Namek characters, because he is pretty good. So if you're a big fan of Frieza, I would recommend getting him. I will put the link down below where I did get him, because I got him from AliExpress for around just 60 bucks. Shipping wise, it's not bad. It takes a little bit longer. I think it took me like 2 to 3 weeks to get this Frieza here, but he came in perfect condition, so I got no complaints with the shipping. In terms of ranking, Frieza is getting an 8.5 out of 10. To me, Frieza's not really my favorite villain, so it's not like, oh my god, we have a good Frieza figure. Like, he's a good figure, don't get me wrong. Again, with lacking a little bit of leg articulation and a lot of pieces from him falling off pretty easily, it does get a little annoying to pose him. But everything else is fine, you know? So yeah, that's my ranking for him, an 8.5 out of 10. But yeah guys, let me know what you think down below about this Frieza figure, and let me know if you guys have him and you give me your thoughts on him. But that's going to be it for the video today guys, so if you want, leave a like, drop some feedback down below, let me know if you enjoyed this review and want to see more, and also let me know your thoughts on this Frieza figure. And besides that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and bell notification if you want to stay updated on these figure reviews. And I'm the Crazy J, and I will see you guys in the next review.